It is time for another special edition. Well, not really special, everyday special. The Daily Show of Dan and Mike with Litter Media Live. And good morning, and welcome to the program.
Good morning, good morning. You were asking me a couple of weeks ago who sang that.
And I never can remember the rest of the song. All I can remember is this, good morning, good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
Bob Connors used to start his show with that every morning. So,
gotcha.
Did we ever figure out who it was?
Yes, it was Debbie Reynolds, Gene Kelly, and Donald O'Connor.
But we only
singing in the rain.
We only heard Debbie Reynolds' portion.
Most of the time,
yeah,
right.
Yeah, okay. Welcome to the program. A couple of old guys talking about old stuff here this morning.
Somebody's messed up my sharing. I'm sorry, Steve Lewis. I'm trying to find the other share here for our... there we go.
Yeah, because here's Mike always paying attention.
Yeah.
It's just like a teenager. Yeah. He's always on his phone.
Trying to get the word out to as many people as we can share it with.
That we are on the air with another edition of Litter Media Live, in which we'll take a look at news topics of things going on across the Scioto Valley. Not only that, but we're into the postseason now for some of the high school athletics. We'll share you an update in sports coming up in a bit. It was a nice win for the Bengals last night. We'll touch on that. And this date in history will be tomorrow. Today, it's our revolutionary moment. Thank you to the Nathaniel Massey chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution for helping us out with that information.
Yes, sir.
All right. But first, we want to take a look at the forecast and how things are prepared. It was cloudy all day long yesterday.
Like it wanted to rain.
Today.
Yeah.
But there was just a little tiny mist of rain when I was coming in yesterday.
Yeah, we're actually looking for some partly sunny skies later today with a high of 78. Chance of rain moves in late tonight into the overnight and into tomorrow, and possibly some showers on Thursday. Highs tomorrow and Thursday of 75.
All right, we will continue with the weather. If you want to find out more, the weather map that you're seeing there, that is available for you to toy around with on our website. Just go to littermedia.com. And if, for instance, let's say you're in Brussels right now and you want to see what the weather's doing in Brussels, you can make that happen with this interactive weather map.
I don't like Brussels sprouts.
I wasn't talking about sprouts.
Oh, okay.
Just talking about the country, Brussels. So take a look. Peruse through our littermedia.com.
Now you got us in Peru. We're in Brussels and Peru this morning, yes.
Today on Jeopardy, we'll take you to everywhere across the Atlas. All right, coming up, a look at news. But first, let's tell you about Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. They are your total comfort advisor. If you click on this ad anywhere you see it while you're perusing through the Peruvian portion of our weather radar on our website, go to littermedia.com. Click on this ad. It'll take you to their website. You will find out where they do service. I don't think they do service in Peru or Brussels.
Not yet.
Not yet. But they're so
growing.
possible. Yes, they are growing every day. They have been doing this for almost 5 decades now and making sure that you are comfortable in your home. Heating, cooling, and plumbing. Accurate, your trusted comfort advisor. News is next.
Budweiser beer, the king is second.
Who drinks Budweiser? You know the type. The people who grind. Those who don't back down. And the ones who don't quit. They say all people are 6 degrees of separation away from each other. But some are just a 6-pack away. The people who share the same spirit,
You and I are.
share the same beer. This Bud's for you.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652.
Now that's one fast mower.
Take command of your lawn with Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower.
On our website, littermedia.com, you'll find a number of the stories that we're going to be sharing here today, but you'll also be able to find some information on our Facebook page as well as LitterX, formerly known as Litter Twitter. So let's get right to it. We're going to start with a conversation we had earlier this week. Actually, it was last Friday, wasn't it? With Beth Jenkins and Josh Taylor from the Bainbridge Legends of the Past Ghost Walk. It's coming up this Saturday, and Beth says it takes a lot of volunteers to make this show happen.
We have an amazing group of cast and crew who is all volunteers that just give up a lot of time and being involved in that in Bainbridge. But our main purpose is to be able to retell the history that goes back quite a long time in the Paint Valley. And so it's a wonderful event for people to come out and to learn about the history of the area.
McKimmey plays the part of, actually, Bob McKimmey. See, he's so, Josh Taylor is who I'm talking about. He's so convincing. He is Bob McKimmey. He plays the part of a cantankerous old fella who has been known to murder folk.
Ooh.
Yeah, so these are all real people that they are bringing back to life this Saturday in the Bainbridge area. You don't want to miss out on that. And if you want to find out more details, just check that entire interview here on our video section and also on our YouTube channel.
Very good. Also in the news, and you'll find this again on littermedia.com, Homeland Security here in Ohio, Division of the Ohio Department of Public Safety, celebrated its 20th anniversary yesterday during a ceremony at the ODPS headquarters, and noted that sharing security-related information changed greatly after 9/11. One of the biggest changes in the past 2 decades is how law enforcement intelligence information is handled. Before September 11th, 2001, intelligence information was often siloed, meaning they kept it to themselves. But today, that information is shared broadly among all of the various law enforcement agencies in order to protect Ohioans. But that anniversary, 20 years ago yesterday, the creation of Ohio Homeland Security. Paint Valley Alcohol, Drug Addiction, and Mental Health Services Board recently announcing recipients of this year's Recovery Celebration Awards, which were presented during the 5th annual celebration at Bell Manor. Awards were presented to Chillicothe Police Officer Chris Clater for Crisis Intervention Advocate, Mary Preston for Mental Health Advocate, Jenna Scott for Substance Use Disorder Advocate, Christina Arredondo and Dr. Stacy Saunders Adams as Prevention Advocates, Danielle Herf for Peer Recovery Supporter Advocate, and our buddy Penny Daner, retired, of course, from Adam H., but she was honored with the Community Champion Award. Advanced QuickBooks training for small business owners and manufacturing companies started today, but there are 2 more course dates you can still get in on. Those will be October the 3rd and 10th from 4 to 7 p.m. at the Ohio State University Endeavor Center on Shyville Road near Piketon. Contact the Endeavor Center for more details. Pike County Community Action Commission is hosting their annual Monster Mash Trunk or Treat event October the 26th from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Pike County Fairgrounds. Come dressed in your favorite costume. I was just thinking back to some of our blood drive costume. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Maybe that's a radio moment.
We'll use
go
that
over
as a
later.
radio moment today, yeah.
And the Soul Men Blues Brothers Tribute Concert will be September 30th at Majestic Theater. Doors open at 6 p.m. The show's at 7. Tickets are free to a veteran and 1 guest, with a maximum for the first 125 veterans plus their guest. General admission for the rest of us is $20 per person or $35 per couple.
Jake and Elwood putting the band back together again.
Yes, sir. I've heard that statement somewhere before. Our road report takes us to Jackson County today. US 35 resurfacing underway. This is between the Ross County line and Kane Road. At least 1 lane of traffic is maintained in each direction on US 35 throughout construction. Additional impacts may include shoulder closures as well as narrowed or shifted travel lanes, and that project continues through the fall. And those are your notes for today.
All right, so if you want to find out more details, go to littermedia.com or check out some of our social media posts as well here on Facebook and also on LitterX. I'm still having trouble with that. What do we call it?
Yeah.
Elon Musk's X, I guess, and that's even harder to say.
Actually, it was named after one of his kids.
Is that right?
Yeah.
X?
I don't think his name is X, but it starts with an X.
Maybe it's a previous engagement. I'm going to name it after my ex.
Yeah, really. I doubt that that's not a good idea.
No.
They might want reciprocation, royalties and that sort of thing.
If you're married to Elon Musk and you get divorced, I'm sure you're trying to get as much money from him as you possibly can. So, at any rate, maybe we should have Elon on the show one of these days and just ask him.
You might be surprised. He might be willing to set in and do a Zoom interview.
You think he would come to
Oh,
Chillicothe?
I don't know about that. But.
Why not? He could come here and put in a new plant to maybe build his cars.
Oh, don't bring that up. There was somebody in the news yesterday about that. Yeah.
Okay, we'll stay away from that then. So, all right, coming up, a look at sports for you, and we'll also take a look at our revolutionary moment and a radio memory, all just ahead. But first, these words about Scioto Valley Dumpsters. They can help you clean up. If you are doing some reconstruction, maybe you've got something going on at your home, you finally decided to do something about that bathroom, or you've put in a new kitchen or whichever. Maybe it's your business, and you need a dumpster to put all that stuff in. Call Scioto Valley Dumpsters at 740-253-8389, and they can get you taken care of. And tell Carl that Dan and Mike sent you. Sports, next.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Time for sports, and high school golf is in postseason action.
Yeah, girls Division II sectional tournament play opened up last night. Circleville's Lady Tigers, who've not lost all year, they won the Division II sectional golf championship by a 16-stroke margin over runner-up Westfall at Buckeye Hills. Now, both of those teams qualify for districts along with Manchester and West Union. Sydney Ader of Adena qualified as an individual in her fourth district tournament with a 76, and Mary Helber of Zane Trace also advances. Piketon girls placed second in their sectional tournament, qualifying for the school's first ever district appearance for girls golf. Ironton won that sectional. South Webster and Minford also advanced to district play. First place in SVC volleyball on the line out at Unioto tonight. Both Adena and Unioto tied for the conference lead at 7-1, so the winner will be up one match, and we'll have updates on that later tonight on Litter X. High school AP football poll came out yesterday. Division III, Hamilton Township is 13th. In Division IV, Sheridan is 5th. Logan Elm 8th. Division V, Ironton is 6th. In Division VII, Eastern Meigs is number 9, and Eastern Pike is number 16. The computer rankings, which is the important one, that determines who goes to the postseason, those will be out sometime after 2 o'clock today, and we'll have that posted at littermedia.com. Speaking of polls, this is girls soccer. Fairfield Union is ranked number 9 in the state coaches poll. Wheelersburg boys, they are number 13 in the state coaches poll. Litter Media Game of the Week this Friday takes us to a pretty big mid-state league matchup as the Logan Elm Braves, who are undefeated, take on once-beaten Bloom Carroll, but more importantly, both of those teams are unbeaten in conference play at 3-0. Of course, our Litter Media pregame show gets underway at noon this Thursday right here on Litter Media Facebook Live, and then we'll repeat that before our 6:50 airtime on Litter Media Radio on Friday night. You also got some Litter Media extras that are out.
From this past Friday's ball game, Chillicothe and Hillsboro. So if you want to check out the bands, you can see the bands. Also, the post-game interviews that we did with the McDonald's player of the game, as well as both coaches coming your way. We might also mention that our newest member of the Litter Media crew, Aaron Glandon, performed the post-game conversation with Coach Scott Bartholomew. So
Gotcha.
we got him He's full bore now. He's going.
He's ready to go.
He is.
He's
making
even buying your
stuff
lunch, I heard.
That is probably breaking news for Aaron Glandon.
Oh, right.
We'll leave it at that. Aaron. I'm sending something to you over on the computer here, so maybe this will go with our radio moment coming up here in just a bit. But we have another commercial to take, so we'll do
We're
that.
not going to talk about the Bengals win last night?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, the
I
Bengals.
suppose we can do that. Go ahead.
The Bengals played the Rams last night, and Cincinnati gets their first win of the season, 19-16.
Probably shouldn't have, because the Rams scored 2 touchdowns that were brought back by either penalty or a misjudgment by the officials.
So you don't think that it was a penalty?
Well, they shot themselves in the foot by the penalty.
Okay, yeah.
But the other one, it looked close, but I don't think there was indisputable evidence that the guy's foot was out of bounds. I think he made it in.
Gotcha. And turning to baseball, the Reds in a must-win situation. They're 2.5 out with only 5 to go. They open a 2-game series in Cleveland against the Guardians tonight.
All right.
That's sports.
Okay. So now we'll take a commercial break and come back. We'll have our revolutionary moment, and we'll also get you caught up to date on a radio memory that we'll share coming up in just a moment as we continue with another edition of Litter Media Live.
You asked, we delivered. New Mike's Hard Lemonade Zero Sugar. Zero sugar. Amazing taste. Years in the making. Now that's a drink worthy of the name Mike.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
At Rathkamp Financial, we provide wealth management services that may ease clients' fears of financial loss and help them retire comfortably. Our greatest satisfaction comes from working with clients for many years and helping them realize their dreams.
In a moment, our Dan and Mike radio moment, but first, our revolutionary moment.
Yeah, this one goes back to July 29th of 1778, so it's not on this date in history. A powerful French naval squadron sailed confidently to the entrance of Narragansett Bay. Its appearance commenced the first joint French and American campaign of the Revolutionary War. The new Allies' goal was to capture the British garrison at Newport, Rhode Island. Now, this photo is of Captain Abram Whipple. He was an American captain.
Don't squeeze the Charmin.
Don't squeeze the Charmin. Just squeeze those British a little bit, yeah. So he was instrumental in this. Before the French were able to get there, he was able to take his ship and escape Narragansett Bay in order to keep from being captured. But then when the French came back, he was among the reinforcements, and they were able to take back that garrison.
He doesn't look like the Mr. Whipple that I remember.
No. Thanks again to Daughters of the American Revolution, Nathaniel Massey chapter for their Revolutionary War comment. And you can say, why do you feature that every Tuesday? Well, remember, we're coming up on the 250th anniversary of the start of the Revolution, so that's why we're doing this each Tuesday.
It will be here before you know it.
Yes, sir.
Just like that. And we'll be 250 years old. I remember the bicentennial.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember studying about the sesquicentennial and thinking to myself, that's 150 years. Man, that's a long time ago. That would have been 1953 for Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized I was in the 4th grade, and I'm trying to figure out how old I will be when the next big thing happens. Well, I was in the 8th grade for the bicentennial, and now here this next one's coming up, and who knows, I may be in the retirement home.
I know that
or in the ground.
75 years is considered diamond for anniversary, but there's another term used for 75 years. Like, it's something centennial, but I can't remember what it is. It's not 100 years, but something like that.
Well, there is a word for the 250th, and let me look that up because it's something we've discussed before. I just can't.
Reason I
didn't
was
retain
thinking
the name
about
of
that,
it.
I remember when we were at Gettysburg on vacation one year, they had a picture, the 75th anniversary of Gettysburg, and it was kind of neat because they had surviving Union and Confederate soldiers together like a team picture. Here they are shaking each other's hands where, 75 years before they were
75 is the semi-sesquicentennial.
Okay, thank you. I knew there was something
Sesquicentennial
there.
is
but-
150, so 75 would be semi-sesquicentennial.
Gotcha. And that happened in 1938 for the
Yeah.
Battle of
So
Gettysburg.
what's the term for 200?
We're learning today.
This is the learning moment.
This is much as a learning tree as it is a teaching tree here today. Yeah.
So the 250th is the semi-quincentennial.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
Yeah, so quincentennial would be 500 years.
Oh.
So then semi would be half. So semi-quincentennial.
Aaron probably knew all of this, and he
250.
just was holding back on
Yeah,
us.
'cause
Some of
he's Googled.
his college education.
Sitting
He
there
knows
in
all
his
that.
Chuck Taylor tennis shoes and everything. So,
Yeah.
all right, our radio moment goes back to us dressing up for the Dan and Mike blood drives we had back we would always have one around Flag Day in summer, and that's where they kicked it off with the Cedar Point or Kings Island tickets and everything. Always had big turnouts for
Oh,
those.
yeah.
And then probably because they were giving away $50
Oh,
tickets
yeah.
to
Yeah.
amusement parks. But then they came to us and said, we need to do something before the end of the year. How about, and this is where the term blood bash
Yes.
came from, because it was originally Dan and Mike's Donors in Paradise is what we called it. And so it transformed into the Halloween sphere, and we went with blood bash. It just sounds cool.
Yeah. Near Halloween. So.
Yes. So we were dressing up, and in the image that you'll see is already up. Okay, this was the costumes we had. I was a football. It was an inflatable ball, and on the back side of that, it had a sign that said "Kick me." so
Which I had a lot of fun with
So
that.
picture me trying to run away from people kicking at me, and the bottom of the football connects in order so that you can turn on the blower. It blows it, so it fills it up with air. Well, the places for your arms and your legs, that's elastic tight around there. Well, for the foot portion of it, goes all the way down to your ankles. So there's no running in that football. There was waddling. So, and we joked about looking like Coach Ron Hinton making his way down the sideline. But Mike harkens back to the 1970s here, and I don't recall the story behind this.
That was just a hippie. It's the other one that made me chuckle earlier, thinking I dressed up like a monk. I had a dark, it was brown, but a dark brown, robe like a monk would wear. But I had a gold cross around my neck.
Do you remember the movie Caddyshack? And there was Bill Murray's character jumping into the pool because there was something floating in the pool, and it turned out to be a Baby Ruth bar.
Yeah.
Mike was an unwrapped Baby Ruth bar that day.
Yeah. I'd asked a lady, she said, well, what are you supposed to be? And I said, well, what do you think? And she said, a turd? I said, you mean the gold cross didn't make me look like a monk, huh?
I was gonna say no, a Baby Ruth bar.
Oh, there you go. Well, they may not get that. A lot of people today don't even know what a Baby Ruth bar is anymore.
Is that right?
Yeah. Times change, Dan. We're getting old.
Yeah.
Do you know what a Baby Ruth bar was, Aaron? Okay.
Yeah.
You like them?
They still sell them.
Oh. Well, they got nuts in them.
Yeah, the nuts part, that's the crunchy part.
And caramel and all
unless
that
you've left it sit out for a long period of time and it's gotten dry and cake, then it's just a total
mess. Yeah.
It's a petrified Baby Ruth bar.
Yeah.
Other characters we've played before. You showed up as Batman one day, which was really cool because it was like an 8-year-old's costume. And
I couldn't find any adult.
You were a surgeon one day.
Yes.
See, I dressed up from my days as a valet member for the Adena health system. I dressed up like a valet. I had the uniform. Why not use it, right?
Now, my most famous wear, now this wasn't for the Halloween one. This was for the Donors in Paradise in the summer. The coconut bra and the grass skirt.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And yes, I had something under the grass skirt. I think I had blue jeans on that day. So, yeah.
Yeah, grass skirt and blue jeans, and he did have a shirt on.
I did have a shirt on
underneath the coconut bra.
Yeah.
So, and they weren't very big coconuts either. They
well,
were,
I didn't want to brag. Yeah.
Some of the fun that we used to do with the radio side of things. So
I think that's the day Jerry Lucas came in and stopped in to talk to us, the coconut bra day.
Well, I remember Jerry coming when it was the first, if I'm not mistaken, it was the first blood drive we did.
It was at the Methodist Church.
Yeah, the first, it's at Walnut Street United Methodist Church in the basement, where he came to visit us. But I think that the day you were talking about was where we went to, was it
Horizon? When they took over that? Well, I don't think Horizon had it at that time.
What's the name of the Methodist church there?
Well, there's Trinity.
Trinity.
Yeah.
Right next to Horizon. They had, it used to be M.N. Billings Furniture Store?
Oh, golly.
I think it was something like that.
Far, yeah.
And so they were using that as a location for us, and I think it became like their fellowship hall for Trinity, their church.
I remember when we were down at the United Methodist Church, they had a picture of Jesus down there. You remember the portrait?
Yeah, that was Walnut Street, wasn't
it? Jim Day
like
came down and said it looked like Barry Gibb.
Yeah.
And it really did.
It was a smiling picture of Jesus, and he had, if I remember, he was kind of like looking up like this and smiling. And
it really did look like Barry Gibb.
It looked like Barry Gibb. Yeah. One of the surviving members of the Gibb family. So.
That's why he's still alive.
Barry lives, as well as Jesus lives.
Yes, sir.
Let's see.
Any special editions this afternoon?
Not today. We do have one coach interview that we'll be doing for the Litter Media Game of the Week pregame show. By the way, I don't think we sold this. The Neil Coleman Insurance Mutual Insurance Players of the Week nominations. If you want to nominate an athlete, any amateur athlete, that includes if it's your kids on the biddy ball team or whatever, you can make that nomination. Just go to our website, littermedia.com, where it says Player of the Week. Just click on that, and it'll take you right to where you can make your nomination. So we'll make the decision Thursday morning as to who that Player of the Week will be.
Special edition tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, Pickaway County special edition. We have Vanessa Baker and Nanissa, I'm sorry, I can't remember your last name, but they're with the Circleville Pumpkin Show, which is October the 18th through the 21st. So give you a little bit of advanced notice. Tune into that at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning to find out everything that Circleville Pumpkin Show a month ahead.
Nanissa Osborne.
Osborne, thank you.
I think it's Anissa is how you say it.
Yeah,
I think
we were just
we'll find out for sure.
Emailing back and forth without a pronunciation.
I would I'm going to guess a low percentage of people have ever seen this spelling, Nanisa.
Yeah.
So I would say that's Nanissa would be.
And no guess. E after N on Osborne. That's unusual down in this part of the state.
So Mike will he will find out all the details about the name.
Oh, and by the way, there's a pumpkin show we're going to be talking. Yeah. I did warn them. I warned them no green and no yellow when you come in, and why you can't do that.
And honestly, we don't know what orange will do.
Yeah, we've never tried that. Well, didn't we have the Browns coat on?
Oh, we did.
I think
yes,
the lettering showed up okay.
Yeah.
And Mike Throne refused to wear it that one day. So
yeah,
he's a Jets man, isn't he?
No, Steelers man.
Steeler man.
Yeah,
Steeler man. But tune in tomorrow.
Yes. Anything else you want to?
I think that's it. Got to run to Washington Courthouse here after a bit. So.
All right. So for those of you who have been listening on Litter Media Radio, we don't always wrap the show up this long. But
actually, this is a short show.
That is true.
We've had 15 minutes longer than that.
We didn't have as much content in it today as we normally do. So, yes, and we are on Litter Media Radio. Check it out if you've never been to it. And again, on our website, right next to where it says Player of the Week, you'll find Litter Media Radio. Click that, and it'll take you right to where you can listen to us online. And even with your Apple CarPlay, I assume there's a Google CarPlay and the whole deal too. You can plug it right into your car radio, and it sounds like you're sitting right here at the feet of Dan and Mike.
Radio's back.
It is. Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow with another edition right here on Litter Media Live.